Wow, Deadpool, did you break the fourth wall? Again? So what happens when you mix comedy and a rating and a pair of dimension clothes? That's right. A movie so outrageous, Marvel Blush took a shoot of whiskey and said, screw it. Let's go. This is the very first R-rated film in the MCU, and yes, Deadpool knows everything, including the fact you are sitting there in your pajamas still haven't finished Moon Knight. It's okay. Let's fix that. Or at least start with Deadpool and Wolverine. Fourth wall? We are not breaking it. We are turning it into BBQ. Picture this. Wade Wilson, the man you just can't pose, is back. But this time he's officially a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and as always he's got a plan, or a joke, or a completely shattered timeline. And where there's a broken timeline, there's a pain, claws, and a tall glass of Logan-flavored depression. Heads up, this isn't just Hugh Jackman's return. This is full-blown crash landing into MCU madness. What makes the plot stand out? Multiversal chaos, yes. Hierarchy, full legal roasting of superhero cliches, meta humor so deep even the script writers roast themselves. The characters, clothes, scars, and profanity. Wade Wilson is back with guns, swords, and a bottomless bag of pop culture references. His true superpower? Destroying any serious moment with one perfectly timeline. Wolverine? Hugh Jackman is aged like fine whiskey, strong, smooth, and with just a hint of I'm too old for this in every glove. And together, this duo is the broken beating heart of the movie. Bonus treats, side characters, Easter eggs, cameos, pure fan service at how it is not illegal levels. Master level enthralment of Disney, Fox, DC, and every cape wearing franchise in history. Meta comedy meets grown up chaos. Imagine Fight Club hugging the Avengers while John Wick hands them a grenade. This isn't just a blockbuster, it's a commentary on how we watch movies, why we love superheroes, and why even Wolverine deserves a break from spandex society. The R rating isn't just blood, it's a freedom. Satire turned up to 11. Deadpool rewriting the plot in real time is pure postmodern art. And somehow, through all the madness, real emotion. Yeah, you weren't ready either. They're not saving the world, they're saving you. Deadpool and Wolverine is about two broken men trying to survive in a world where every scene fights for your attention. They are not your classic heroes. They are messy, loud, and painfully real. And that's exactly why they work. This film is like a Deadpool joke. You laugh, you pause, you think, and then you laugh again. Because under the chaos, under the blood and sarcasm, there's truth and claws. Timeline and multiversal madness, from Logan to Loki. If you ever tried building a Marvel timeline, don't. This movie gleefully grabs your spreadsheet, wipes its ass with it, and says, let's pretend this is new canon. Yes, Deadpool and Wolverine officially exist in a post-Loki reality. The TVA is back in action. And this film? It's a narrative bridge between Fox X-Men and Disney MCU. The TVA as a plot device to legitimize Deadpool's entry into the MCU. How Logan is alive and dead. Hello, Logan 2017. Turning franchise plot holes into actual storytelling assets. Ford cameo fewer picked with No Way Home? Deadpool says, hold my unicorn milk, Peter. This film brings in characters you'd never expect, and it's not just fan service. Each appearance fits into MCU grand puzzle. Expect without spoilers, but with hints. Classic X-Men cameos teasing a team reboot. Possible run-ins with members of the Fantastic Four. Multiversal echoes from Doctor Strange 2 and Loki. Deadpool the trickster, not just a clown. We are used to Wade Wilson being the katana-wielding jokester, but here he's something more, an archetypal trickster, tearing down the old order to build something new. This isn't just a comedy, it's a metamorphosis, mascon, blood-soaked suit, and a love story that deserve a standing ovation. Not for the details. Deadpool evolves from idiot to ironic narrator of a grumbling franchise. His pain, loss, and choices hit hard, not preachy, but real. The tension between joke and meaning, irony and tragedy. Wolverine. One last shot at redemption. This isn't the very old man from Logan or the feral beast from early X-Men. This is a man who's lost hope, plucked not just from another universe, but from his own apathy. He's not just a sidekick, he's Deadpool's mirror. Jackman's return is a fan service and character's closure. Their bromance is the emotional backbone of the film. Humor as therapy, sarcasm versus the universe. This film laughs in the face of Avengers Endgame and hugs it afterward. It mocks superhero cliches not out of spite, but to breathe life into the genre. Humor here is a weapon, a shield, a desperate laugh in a ridiculous spandex suit. What makes the humor stand out? Not just gags, meta commentary, and brutally accurate. Furious self parody of the MCU, touching on taboo topics for Disney, death, sex, politics, cynicism through comedy. Visuals, action, and style. Trashy but choreographed. These fight scenes feel like they were choreographed by a fun boy with a PhD in parody. Blood? Check. Explosion? Oh, yes. But the magic? Every fight is a joke, and every joke hits like a punch. Bonus visual nods to Mad Max, Terminator 2, and more. Highlights balancing grotesque chaos with slick style. Action serves comedy, not just spectacle. A visual blend of comic book panels, greenhouse flair, and a dash of Tarantino. Dissecting the franchise, Deadpool did it for us. This isn't just a film, it's an autopsy table for entire Marvel saga. Through Deadpool's chaos, we see where the MCU lost its way, found it again, and maybe, just maybe, set a course for the future. This movie is a meme, a diagnosis, and a prescription. So, final thoughts. Why the MCU needed Deadpool right now? How it plants seeds for Secret Wars and upcoming crossovers? That rare feeling, watching a fun ride and finally understanding where this universe is headed. The verdict, between blood and love, a love letter to us. In the end, Deadpool and Wolverine isn't about jokes or katanas or saving the multiverse. It's about forgiveness, about how every superhero is just a person who refused to give up. Even if he's hairy as a bear, jokes like a divorce stand up, and talks to the camera mid battle, it's about aging and pain, about friendships born from hatred, about how sometimes it takes the person who annoys you most to show you who you really are. And you know what's truly moving? We are part of this film. Because it's made for those who grow up with X-Men, cried during Logan, laughed at Deadpool, and lost patience with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but still believe movies can touch your soul. Even they start with an anus joke and an end with a post-credit scene you have to rewatch 3 times. So yeah, this movie, it's like that friend who crushes every family photo, bulldozes through your weekend, but hugs you so tight when it matters, more that your heart shatters. Thank you, Wade. Thank you, Logan. And hey, Disney, you finally did something bold. Don't stop now. Why Deadpool and Wolverine might be the film that reboots the entire Marvel universe. When superhero movies start to feel formulaic, what they really need is a disruption. And Deadpool and Wolverine isn't just another chapter in an endless franchise. It might be the shockwave that finally breaks the cycle and brings Marvel back to life. Right now, Marvel feels like a massive machine running on autopilot. Too many characters, too many spin offs, too much setup with no real payoff. The stakes are hollow, The humor feels recycled, and even the most epic moments often land with a shrug. That's exactly why Deadpool matters. He's not here to play by the rules. He tears down the fourth wall, mock the studio system, and say what everyone else wants. And next to him, Wolverine, a relic of the raw, emotional storytelling Marvel used to do, a character born of pain, rage, and depth, not pixels. Together, they aren't just a comedy duo, they're opposing forces, chaos and control, irreverence and honor. And in the contrast lie the potential not just for laughs, but for a genuine evolution of Marvel formula. What Marvel doesn't need is another glossy superhero. What it desperately needs is stories with weight, with consequences, real stakes, and characters you can actually believe in. Deadpool and Wolverine aren't shiny. They are broken, scarred, flawed, and that's what makes them powerful. They are not just relatable, they are real. And that's why audience trust them. Not because they always win, but because they lose, bleed, fall apart, and somehow still come back swinging. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are just playing roles. They are these characters. Reynolds brings with weight, turning vulgarity into art. Jackman, as a Wolverine, makes pain beautiful. Their chemistry isn't forced, it's earned. And maybe that's exactly what Marvel forgot. You don't build a universe by stacking content, you build it by telling stories people feel. This movie isn't just another blockbuster, it's a lifeline for the studio, for the fans, and for the heroes themselves. Why Deadpool and Wolverine could become a defining moment in superhero cinema. Some heroes are born to inspire, others are born from pain to remind us what it means to survive. Deadpool and Wolverine isn't just a body movie or a nostalgic crossover, it's something deeper, a story about two broken men who have nothing left to prove and everything left to feel. They're not here to save the world. They're here to make sense of themselves in a world that never cared about saving them. And that's exactly why this film has the power to etch itself into the legacy of modern cinema, because it's not about perfect heroes anymore. It's about the imperfect ones, the ones who hurt, joke, heal, and fall apart again. Look at Daredevil, look at Deadpool. Characters once seen as niche, maybe even throwaway. But when they're freed from the glossy filter of studio censorship, when their stories are allowed to be raw, brutal, and human, they explode with meaning. Audiences don't want another plastic savior. They want someone who bleeds like them, someone who limps back into the fight with a smirk and a scar. That's why Deadpool works, because he's self aware, not just in the funny, fourth wall breaking way, but in a deeper, emotional sense. And then there's Logan, Wolverine in cinema's wounded lion. He's carried the burden of violence, of loss, of immortality, and Jackman has carried that weight with soul shaking gravity. Together, they don't just make noise, they create contrast. How do you like this duet? Tell us in the comments. Thank you for joining me in this review. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and of course subscribe. I truly appreciate every one of you. Let's make movie reviews not just informative, but really beautiful and engaging together. This was Amelo. I'll be seeing you in the next video.